Can you hear now? Is it better? Let me see here. Let me see here. No, I can hear, so I think it's working. Right? Is it better? I'm having, I swear, this week. No, I can look, hear, so I think it's working. Right? Is it better? I'm having, I swear, this week. Look, yes. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's start over. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm having issues with the technology this month. I don't know what's wrong. Okay. So the Lutterloh, you probably saw the last time. I'm just going to do a little quick explanation. Is this book that you can make, you enlarge the tiny little pattern, and then you make the many different designs, right? So this is the one I made, and the last, it was yesterday, I drafted the pattern. The pattern is here, and then I cut the dress, and we're going to sew the dress now. If you want to watch the video where I draft the pattern, go back to YouTube or Instagram, and then it's there. Okay, it's the Lutterloh drafting the pattern video. So let me show my table. There it is. And so look, here's the, and then the people on Instagram voted for which fabric they wanted me to make the dress. And my options were like this print, that's cotton, or black linen, because I was like, I want a black dress, right, for spring and stuff. But then the colorful one won, so we're gonna do this one, all right? And so let me show you what I've done, because the thing about the system is that it doesn't come with explanation, with instructions, sewing instructions. They instruct you on how to draft the pattern, and then you have to figure out how to put it together, which I know how to do it because I have experience. I'm sure not everyone does, but that's why I always encourage you to learn how to draft your own pattern so you are able to put patterns like that together. And some of those are more simple, some are more complicated. This is a simple one, so it's kind of, it's easy. But then they have other things. They have like underwear, and I have the old one as well that has like awesome 1930s dresses with like cuts and stuff. It's cool, okay? So here's the back. The back is it's simple, right? It's the only thing is these are like pleats, and the pleats I'm gonna sew like folding like this because it has this volume on the shoulder. And then I have the front. And I did, so the front it's button, right? It has buttons in the front. So this is the folding piece. So then when you fold, it's like the sort of the placket, right? Or the facing for the buttons. So this is the center front. See, this is the folding line. Here's the folding line, and then there's the center front. And the center front is where the two parts match, they overlap, and that's where the buttons go, right? The buttons go right here. And then there was this part that needs a facing. And it shows like facing on the whole piece, but then I cut just a facing for this part. I kind of like made up because I didn't know exactly, I didn't really get it how it was. So I just add this piece here. I gave a little seam allowance, and then this should fit, I imagine. Hold on. Oh, it's like that. Yeah, so it sews, I have to sew it like this, right? And then it'll fit with my thing, I think. Something. But basically we have to sew this, and I swear that I cut this and it worked. Oh, it's like this, look. And then I gave a little seam allowance. Yeah. So then it'll fit here. Okay, so then I'm gonna show you the step-by-step how I do. The other thing I cut is the pocket, which they didn't make a pattern for it, but they just showed the placement for the pocket right here. And then I traced like by eye this pocket. That's like that. So I'm gonna show you how to make an inseam pocket, which is helpful, right? If you haven't done it. And that's it. And then the last thing is this, the belt. You see how it has this mark for the belt, but I feel like it should be a casing, and then you pass the belt through it, right? And then you like rub. you just like pull the thing and then makes a belt, you know, like a gathering thing. But like they don't show any piece for that. All they have is the belt and the, it's just the belt and the drawing. So I don't know. So I'm just gonna sew the belt and then tie it around, and maybe later I put a casing. I'm not sure, because look at the design. You know. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna put the pattern away. And then the first step, I think it should be the pleats. And I'm gonna have my ironing board ready because there's gonna be ironing. Already was winding my bobbin right before we started. And guys, let me know if it's good. Is everything good there? All right, so let's start from the front part. I mean, I can do the pleats for the back. I'm gonna pin it first, so then it's not confusing. And also, oh look, it looks big. So the armhole on the back part, it showed that I guess I should have a facing as well, but I'm not gonna do any facing. I'm just gonna sew folding. I'm just gonna do like a little hem there because I think it's easier. Let me take this out so then it's not too dark. You see how the camera reflects white and then it makes the thing dark. All right. So first I'm gonna fold this, and then I think it's okay. And I snip it so it's not hard to fold. You know, I'm just gonna make like a tiny hem, because the finishing on the shoulder, I have another way to do it, and then you see it's gonna be cool. Just folding like a 1/4 of an inch. All right, so the back neckline is done, and we're done with it. Now I'm gonna pin the pleats. This dress is looking way too big, but I don't know. I cut it as it showed, you know. We'll find out, right? Oh no, it's because the pleats, obviously. Duh. When you pleat it, then it will be smaller. Now it makes sense. Hi, Lily. Is it okay? Everything good, Lily? Because like the beginning was like no sound. So a girl on Instagram was telling me that she used to have the system and then she left it behind, the Lutterloh kit thing. I'm like, you gotta grab it. She moved and then doesn't have it anymore. Okay. Oh, look, now it looks a little more my size. But I guess it's supposed to be like oversized, and then you just tie it with the belt, right? All right. So now I'm gonna sew those. Oh no, I'm gonna pin the first one, the front, the ones from the front as well. So then it's all done. And I'm pleating like towards the outside. It's good. All right. Thank you. It's very 1980s with a lot of volume. With one side of the front, then the other side. And then I don't know if you guys have seen it. They have a YouTube channel, and I was watching the Lutterloh, and they have this guy teaching how to make the pattern, but he makes just a vest, right? And it's a vest is like so simple, you can't go wrong, right? Okay, now I'm gonna stitch the pleats. Get the iron working. Okay, the front is done. Now the back pleats. If you're on Instagram and you maybe go on YouTube, there's a link in my bio. If the view is better, I'm still learning how to use this new thing to stream on all platforms. So I'll get there. But so for now, if the view is not too good, go to YouTube. All right, so the pleats are done. Now I'm gonna do the facing of the front. Oh yeah, I should. So here's what I'm gonna do. The front has that neck facing, right? So let me press the pleats, and then I'm gonna add this facing. So then it's done. It's this thing here. It should be like this, I think. Oh, here. See that? Yeah. So then I gotta sew here. It's like a puzzle. There was a, I did make, look, I have a notch here, so that should help. So then this one goes here. I'm going to pin it. Yes. That's ready to go. Now let's get the other one. And then this one here. All right. Then I'm going to press the pleats on the back. So yeah, they have, Lily, they have, Lily's asking if you can use the same pattern for different styles. You can, they say you can mix them because this, I guess each book comes with 280 patterns. You know, but some are like, a lot of are dresses and a lot of are like, but a lot of tops and pants and stuff. So I think you can mix them together, you know. Okay, so next, I should probably put the pocket. I'm gonna just attach this facing so then it's done because it's the puzzle part. And then I'll do the pockets. And I actually draft this today. I added the spacing to the original pattern. You know how some shirts have already that facing in the pattern, but then my fabric was not wide enough. It's like a narrow fabric, and I didn't have enough to cut the whole piece, so I had to split. That's why it's like a little confusing. And because I'm live, I get nervous. It should work. Okay, this one and that one here. Okay. So that's that. One front, the other front. I can't wait to put this together to see how it looks. I think the number one reason I sew clothing is because I want to see how it looks all the time. So let's talk about the pockets. The pocket goes on the sides, and I drafted by eye, but it's pretty much like, you know, when this like the larger part of the pocket is usually down, face down, right? Because you put your hand right there. And you can change the size. Like some pockets, I've used like patterns, like done patterns that the pockets are so small. I like, you know, deeper pockets so you can put more cash. No, but also because you can, when you put your hands there, you want to be comfortable, not have just that tiny little pocket. But anyway, so I think this might be too small, but I just wanted to make the size that the pattern showed, that is 20 centimeters. And by the way, I didn't, I didn't draft on the back, but I'll copy from the front. I didn't put a notch here. I don't think they show a notch. See, for this thing, like you have to pay attention to every step because they don't help much. It's very, they just give you the base of the pattern. So I'm gonna have this as a reference for my notch. The front has this, so I'm copying to the back. Okay. And so the pocket has 4 parts, right? I cut 4 parts. And then I'm gonna do, it's always like you sew 2 parts to the back, 2 parts to the front. And it's always right sides together. So here's my notch, the 2 notches, and then I'm gonna place one right there. And I always like to pin it because then I don't get confused. And then the other one on this side. And that's the back of the dress. So facing down. Pin it, that's it. Now the front. Here's my notch. Right sides together, pin it. And the last part. I like making those pockets, it's fun. And now I'm just gonna sew, do 1 stitch, 1 seam on each pocket to attach them to the piece. And I sew from the notch. The pocket has a little extra, you know, because they made the notch right here, so I added like a seam allowance right here because it's good to have extra, you know, outside of the, it's a seam allowance really, but then to have like, you see when I finish how it looks like. All right, another one. Now the back panel. And the last. All right. Now I gotta iron it. It's like my students, they don't iron. I'm like, why you're not ironing? It looks so much better. You know, and this, for the pockets, is like 100% important that you iron it because the finishing here needs to be good looking. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Look, then it looks like one piece. And the other thing I'm gonna iron is the folding, the fold of the facing on the front, the center front, because then it's already. I'm thinking of a way to do this that is in my head. Let's see if it works. It's like a right way to do, but I don't remember. When you like sandwich the front, the back, and the facing to have like a good finishing. I know I've done that before. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, so now, yeah, so I'm gonna fold this. So that's my front here. And I'm gonna fold the facing. So I have this folding line already done. And then I put a notch there, which they didn't have it on the pattern, but then I made this notch down here as a guideline for me. This is the back. On the other side of the facing. Look, my little facing worked. All right, now, so my plan with this is, usually you join the shoulders, right? When you're making a shirt or a dress or something. So I'm gonna join the back shoulder. Look, so here's my back. And then I have to join with the front, like this. Here, let me move so you guys can see it. Right, so one shoulder and the other shoulder. But then there's the facing, right? And what it is I want to sandwich it like here. So then when I sew, I can sew here, and then when I flip it, it's finished like this. That's what I'm thinking. I think it's gonna work. Let's see. But then the facing has to work. Yeah. So if I sew, it buttons all the way down. So afterwards, not today, but like tomorrow, I'll do the buttonholes and the buttons. I have those like white buttons that I think would be cute for it. And this fabric actually, it's like a magenta. It's not red, not pink. And it used to be white, but then I washed it and it bled a little. So it's not a, I wish it was still white, those little flowers, because then it would be good with the button, but I think it'll be fine. So here it is. So look, it's the right sides together, the pieces, the front and back, and then the facing goes over it. Folding from here, from the notch. Something like that. And the back has to be a little out because You don't want to see, I already finished the back of the collar, remember? The back collar, so that's done. Okay, let's see if this thing works. Then I'm just sewing the facing. And I should put interfacing, right? But I don't have it. I run out of interfacing. Look. Let's flip it and see if it worked. It did, look, it worked. Let me do the other one and you see. Make sure it's in place here. Shoot. All right, ladies. For some reason, my Siri is here asking if I need anything. I don't. Look, so then the finishing looks good. See, that's why I think I learned this with my mom, how to do it. So the back gets like inside of the whole thing, and then it's well finished. Look. Or the other way would be having the continuing the facing here, and it goes all the way around it, right? But I remember how I used that before, so I was like, I think I can do like that. So now I'm gonna fold, close the side seams, and then finish the pocket. And I'll start from underarm. So look, this is like the sleeve, right? It's like a Japanese sort of sleeve, like a kimono kind of. And then I'll go from here all the way down. And I go down, go around the pocket, right? Finishing the pocket. Then I find where the beginning of the stitch of the pocket is, and then turn around. And it's right where the notch was that I was talking about before, how you leave always a little extra seam allowance. And then sew the pocket closed. Oops. And now the same thing. Now go all the way down to the hem. We got a little jammed here, but we'll see. I gotta show you guys this one piece I made with, it's a system that's similar to this one. It's like a swimming suit from the 50s. And it didn't really fit me because it's for like a very curvy woman and I'm not that curvy. And so, but the shape is cool. But what I found more impressive is that the pieces, it has many different pieces in the pattern. They all match after all, like the sizes, the seams like match the notches and everything. I was like, wow, this is. Now I'm gonna finish the other side, closing the pockets. And then the last seam on the side, going down. Woohoo. Now, you know what? I'm gonna close just because my belt has like two sides. I'm not gonna make the whole belt right now, but I just wanna join the two sides so we can see how it looks. Okay, very quick. And let's see. Here's my pocket. I'm gonna press the seams because I'm a nerd and I like to. Here's my stuff looking good. the shoulder seam, this whole thing I made here. Let's see. Look, I'm flipping, and then I can trim it, right? So this whole round thing here, I like to snip it and trim it. But for now, I just leave like that so you guys can see it. Just do white press. And then tomorrow I'll do the buttons and then post on Instagram. It's looking good, right, Zahara? I'm excited. Woo. I don't want to show before I iron it because it has to have a good... Look, my shoulder is good. I think my mom is watching. I hope she is and she approves it. Like this one's trademarked, so I can't give it to you, but there's the other one that's old and it's public domain. If you guys want to do sometime with me, we can do I'll give you the pattern then. I can scan it and then we make it together. But then it's like 1950s. They have dresses, like beach stuff. It's kind of cool. So this. And the shoulder, the last ironing, I promise. And then oh, the face. I'll explain, Lily. Let me just let's see how the dress looks, and I'll explain to you the facing. So don't mind this part and this because I have to, you know, still like snip everything. I also have to hem the actual hem and the sleeve, right? But look, so this is the center. And that's where the buttons go. Look, it's kind of cute and I feel like it fits me. And then, where are the buttons? I don't know where I put those buttons, but then, and then, so I guess the belt goes around here. Let me put it on. On the microphone. Look. Something like that. Right? Kind of cute. I'll post tomorrow on Instagram. And then with the white buttons. Look, the show. I think, remember how I was tracing? I think, I don't know, Lily, if you were here, or Tracy, how I was like, this is kind of too open. I think this is too open here. But for summer, it's good, right? So let me tell you how the thing is done. The facing. Put this full right here. So here's how it is. It's the facing, right? So the facing is part of the piece, right? So that's the folding line. And then I added this part. And it's pretty much just like a thing that goes like here. If you probably have seen shirt patterns that are like that. This facing is part of the pattern. It comes here. And then when you fold, it goes there. What I've done is I just used, and what do you do when you do like regular, think about if there's no back, if you're just gonna sew the back together here, join the shoulder, you would just like flip it up inside, right? and sew the curve like this. And then that's it. But what I've done is I put the back part in here as well. Look. So it's a sandwich. And then when you flip it, the back part is already there, and then the finishing is better because you don't see the line of the back when when you're wearing it. It just looks better. I hope you got it. Alrighty. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Sorry if you got confused. So now I'm gonna finish the belt, put the buttons, and then tomorrow I'll try it on and post on Instagram. And then you see how you like it. And let me know if you like it or not. I feel like if it was a rayon, it would be better. I still think linen would be better for this because it has more weight. It's sewn on the shoulder, yeah. So what I done is I flipped it, sandwiched it. It's similar to when you do underwear with this lining. I don't know if I ever made it. But, and then you put it all together and then sew the shoulder. Look, this is the lining. This is the back that comes in the middle. You fold the facing and the front and put the back in the middle and sew the shoulder. And then finish the curve of the facing. And then it's that. And then when you flip it, it's like that. Try pinning it first and then you visualize it. All right? Okay, guys. Thank you. Have a good night. I'll see you probably tomorrow or the next day. Bye.